Evening, everybody. I think it's a great evening today. We are having our next webinar session now. The topic is on Ayurvedic diet planning in the present era. We have our guest speaker, Dr. Srikanth VM, already here. First of all, KS Warriors Ashtanga Ayurvedics is proud to present this webinar series on a regular note every 15 days on Sundays at 6:30 p.m. in the evening. So till now it was on Google Meet channel. We would mostly be continuing with Zoom for proper recordings and all that. So I would like to invite all of you to attend all the further webinars as well, not only today. We would be having very interesting sessions on Ayurvedic connectivity to day-to-day life. So you will have a lot of take-home points which you can apply in your daily life, and not just Ayurveda being a thing which is out of reach to everybody. So with that, I would like to start this session. I would ask Mr. Shashi Warrier, the Executive Director of KS Warriors Ashtanga Ayurvedics, to give an introduction to KS Warriors Ashtanga Ayurvedics Private Limited.
Thank you, Dr. Girish. I'm proud to introduce our company to the people who are here, who are not very much acquainted with Ashtanga. To know more about Ashtanga, Ashtanga is a company which was started by Ayurvedian KS Warrier, who studied in the Kottakkal School in the 1930s. He completed his education in 1933 and started this institution in Trichy in 1936. Now it is 84 years old, and we have been into classical medicine, classical therapies, and we are also clinicians. We are not just drug manufacturers, we are also clinicians. So we have 4 clinics in Trichy town. We have a manufacturing unit in Trichy, which is based in Togomalai Main Road, Tayanur Chandai, Trichy. So this plant, we manufacture more than 300 products from our classical texts and our own experience. So this is a short introduction. We have a team of doctors who are there. Some of our senior most Dr. TVN Warrior is today with us in this meeting. Then our MD is shortly coming in. He is a TVS Warrior. He will also be joining in. Our team of doctors are also here. So we are here to listen to some good advices on food from Dr. Srikanth. Welcome, Dr. Srikanth. We are all waiting anxiously to hear from you. Thank you, guests, for coming in. Please stay with us. Over to Dr. Girish Warrier.
Thank you, Mr. T.S. Shashi Warrier. So there are the basic ground rules for this webinar. So as always, I would like to remind you that you will all be put on mute. So any questions that you have during the session, you can put in the chat box. At the end of the session, you would be given a link in the chat box for giving feedback. So it will come only at the end of the session. So you would have to click on the link and then fill in the feedback form for anybody to get the certificates from KS Warriors Ashtanga Ayurvedics for attending this webinar. So with that, I would like to first introduce, welcome Dr. Srikanth VM here. Welcome, doctor. And with that, I'd like to introduce our speaker. Dr. Srikanth VM completed his graduation at Sri Narayana Institute of Ayurvedic Studies and Research, Puttur, Kollam, Kerala. Post-graduation at SDM College of Ayurveda and Hospital, Hassan, Karnataka, and pursuing PhD in the Department of Samhita and Siddhanta right now. He has professional enrollment to State and Central Council, the State Council being Travancore Cochin Medical Council. He has done research on status of Drishta and Shruta Smriti in different Prakriti during his post-graduation at Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Karnataka, India. And his PhD ongoing research work, a comparative study to analyze the effect of Medha Vardhana and Medha Janana Sukta in healthy individuals. He has published various research articles till date, namely status of Drishta and Shruta Smriti in different Prakriti, an observational survey study, understanding the concept of Ahara, and more. He has also presented papers in various national and international seminars and been resource person in many Ayurveda workshops and seminars. Dr. Srikanth has been the co-author of Latvian translation of Ashtanga Hridaya Sutrasthana done by AVP Coimbatore. we are glad to welcome him on board to share his experience and discuss the importance of Ayurvedic diet planning in the present era. I am personally glad to invite him here because I am lucky to have been his junior in SDM College of Ayurveda when he was doing his post-graduation there. I know him very well during those times. Right from those times, we've had a very good relationship. Thank you, Dr. Shrikant, for coming here on my invite. Thank you so much, and we welcome you here. I would ask you to please take over the stage.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Girish. Okay.
Yes, Doctor. So in between, if there are any technical difficulties, I would still be popping in. I am here in the background, Dr. Shrikant. So if you have any queries, relating to voice being audible or any video issues, you can just ask me. I am here all the time. So yes, Doctor, you can come.
Okay, is my slide visible?
Yes, Doctor. Yes, sir.
So, first of all, thanking Girish for giving me such a great opportunity to interact with you all. And today I'm going to deal with the topic importance of Ayurvedic diet planning in present era. So, with this, I am going to discuss about some important points of Charak, mainly Charaka Samhita. From that onwards, I will tell about some important diets that we should introduce in our daily diet for preventing the lifestyle disorders, etc. So the topic we are going to deal is importance of Ayurvedic diet planning in present era. So first of all, just going directly to Ahara, because already we all know what is Ahara. That is anything that is taken for the purpose of nourishment and maintenance of the biological system in the form of solid or liquid is known as Ahara. And Ahara is considered as the best among the things which sustain life. And diet is considered as vital for a human body as it provides the basic nutrients and promotes longevity. Ayurveda always emphasizes on consuming healthy and nutritious diet for maintaining good health. So before going directly, what type of diet we have to follow for preventing the occurrence of the disease in the future? That means diseases that can occur in the future that can be compared with the lifestyle disorders, and also for if some diseases are there, for the relief from the disease, whatever the diet we should follow. That are the important things that I am going to deal in the coming slides. So first of all, we should understand what is balanced diet. Balanced diet in Ayurveda, it can be defined as the diet enriched with Shadrasa. So according to Ayurveda, the diet which is enriched with Shadrasa. Shadrasa means all the 6 rasas required guna, that is the required properties or the guna that which help in Tridosha Shamana. That means Vata, Pitta and Kapha Shamana, that will reduces Vata, Pitta and Kapha Shamana, or the equilibrium of the 3 doshas. Virya means 2 types of virya, that is either Ushna Virya or Shita Virya, and it given to the individual. But before giving to the individual, after due consideration of its 3 or 4 things should be considered. First, its Prakriti should be considered. The second one is Agni, or the digestive power of the individual should have to be considered. Next one is Koshta. Which type of Koshta? Is it is Mridu Koshta, Krura Koshta, like that Koshta also we have to analyze first, and according to the Ritu. If we are giving these types of food which is enriched with proper rasa, proper guna and proper virya, after giving due consideration to Prakriti, Agni, Koshta and Ritu, what will happen? It can be considered as a balanced diet, and it will lead to the production of the normal health of the person. So already we know Ayurveda Prayojana. The 2 types of Prayojana or the benefits are there. The first one is called as Swastasya Swasthya Rakshanam, and the next one is called as Adurasya Vikara Prashamana. So in Charaka Samhita, when we understand the Charaka Samhita in a proper view, after understanding the Charaka Sutra. Charaka Sutra Sthan of Charaka Samhita, we should know, first we have to understand, as I am a Samhita person, so first you should understand in Sutra Sthana, we have to understand there are 30 chapters are there, 7 Chadushkas are there, and the first Chadushka, the foremost Chadushka, which is called as the Bheshaj Chadushka, that which is leading with the important points regarding the medicines, and after Bheshaj Chadushka, the next, he is giving importance, Agnivesh is giving importance to Swastha Chadushka. So Swastha is Swasth direction for the normal health of the individual. He should follow some ahara, he should how to take some ahara or the vikara, that is dietary regimens, and also behavioral regimens, that is some kriya or some karmas or actions he has to follow, that all the things are dealing from the next Chadushka. Means in each Chadushka 4 chapters are there. So 5th Chadushka, that is called as 5th chapter, that is Matra Shuddhi Adhyay, 6th chapter, that is Sasya Shuddhi Adhyay, next 7th chapter Now Vegan Dharaniya Adhyay, and the last chapter Indriyo Upakramane Adhyay. These are the 4 chapters which are included under the Swastha Chadushka of Charaka, Swastha Chadushka Sutra Sthan of Charaka Samhita. Among these, we will identify the first chapter. In Swastha Chadushka, the first chapter name of Charaka Sutra Sthan is Matra Shidiyam Adhyay. So in Swastha Chadushka, why? Because some order is there in Swastha Chadushka. First Matra Shidiyam Adhyay, the next one is Tasya Shuddhi Adhyay, next one is called as Na Vegan Dharaniya Adhyay, and the last one is called as Indriya Upakramaniya Adhyay. So first chapter, why the name Matra Shidiyam Adhyay? So Matra Shidiyam Adhyay means the Adhyay or chapter which deals with Matra of Ashi. Matra, already we know the meaning of Matra. Matra means a quantity, and Ashi means the different types of ahara we have to take. So why the name is Matra Shidiyam Adhyay? For this, the Chakrapani, in the commentary we will get the idea like, because of this reason, the chapter name is Matra Shidiyam Adhyay. That is Praninam Punaha Moolam Aharo Bela Varna Ojasam Cha. Pranina means for every individual, Punaha Moolam, the root cause for Bela, that is strength, Varna means color, and Ojas means simply we can understand the essence of all the dhadus, or the ultimate or the supreme Bela, for the 3 things, that is Bela, Varna and Ojas. The main root cause or the main reason for all individual is one thing, which is called as ahara. So from this simple line, we can understand the importance of ahara in our daily life, or why the Swastha Chadushka is so much important in the present era. That is Praninam Punaha Moolam Aharo Bela Varna Ojasam Cha. That is, for an individual, the root cause for Bela, Varna and Ojas is considered as ahara. That is, Matravadanna. Matravadanna means by taking the proper quantity or the proper quantity of food, what will happen? It will lead to the Vriddhi. Vriddhi means increase of 4 things. That is, first one is Bela, second one is called as Varna, third one is called as Sukha, and the last one is called as Ayu. By taking the food in proper quantity or the balanced diet, what will happen? Our body will attain the avastha, that is called as swasthya avastha or swastha avastha, and it will lead to the vriddhi or the increase of Bela, Varna, Sukha and Ayu. So next we are going to study first, because before going directly to the ahara, the importance of ahara, first we have to understand some basic concepts. So mainly I am concentrating on Charaka Samhita, so it will be easy for understanding. So the next one is one of the important criteria that is happening to all of us, that is called as lifestyle disorders. In lifestyle disorders also, one important reference or one good quotation is there in Charaka Samhita Sutra Sthan, that is 5th chapter Matra Shuddhi Adhyay, that is Tacha Nityam Prayunjita Swastham Ena Anuvartate Ajatanam Vikaranam Anutpattigaram Cha Yet. It is mentioned in Charaka Sutra 5th chapter. Tacha Nityam Prayunjita Swastham Ena Anuvartate Ajatanam Vikaranam Anutpattigaram Cha Yet. So this is the most important shloka in Charaka Sutra 5th chapter. In this one word is there, 3 words are there. That is Ajatanam Vikaranam Anutpattigaram. Anutpattikara means for preventing the ajadanam vikaranam. Vikara means the different types of vikara or the vyadis or disease. Ajadanam. Ajadanam means the forthcoming diseases or the diseases that can occur in future. The diseases that can occur in future can be easily compared with lifestyle disorders. So you have to understand, Anutpattikara means for preventing, Vikara means the diseases, that is ajadanam. Ajadana means the diseases that can occur in future. That is the forthcoming diseases. For preventing the forthcoming disease, that means for preventing the lifestyle disorders that can occur in the future. What we have to do? We have to follow some important criteria. What are the important criteria that we have to follow for preventing these types of lifestyle disorders like obesity, diabetes, etc.? That are the important points we are going to deal. So here the two lines are there. First you have to understand, that is Tacha Nityam Prayunchita Swastham Ena Anuvartate. If we are following this one daily, what will happen? We will attain the condition which is called as swasthya or sosthavastha. That can be easily compared with sostasya, swasthya, rakshan. And second one is ajadanam vikaranam. Ajadanam vikaranam anutpatti means diseases that can occur in the future. That means it can be compared with the second aim of Ayurveda. That is, second line is dealing with adurasya vikara prasha, for preventing the disease, for getting relief from the diseases, that these things should be followed. So each word concepts we are studying. Tacha nityam. Nityam means daily. Pranjita means if we are using or if we are following. Swasthya means the healthy state we will attain. Yena will anuvartate. For the protection of the healthy state, what we have to follow? That is, here the one word is very important, which is called as tat. What that if we are following in our daily life, on the day-to-day life, what will happen? It will lead to the two important things. First one, sostasya swasthya rakshan. That is, we will get the avastha of swasthya, or the healthy state we will get. Or second one, we can prevent the diseases that can occur in the future. That means we can prevent the disease, the lifestyle disorders. For this, what we have to follow? We have to follow the word tat. What is tat? So tat also, we have to understand the word tat. For understanding the tat, first we will understand what is swasthya. This also we will get from Charaka Sutra, 5th chapter, Chakrapani commentary. There is good mentioning of the definition of swasthya. That is, sushtu nirbikarattvena avatishtada idi swastha tasya bhavam swasthya. Sushtu nirbikarattvena avatishtada idi swastha tasya bhavam swasthya. That is, sushtu means atyanda. That means the ultimate stage or the ultimate avastha. Ena of nirvikaratva. Nirvikaratva means absence of diseases. So what is swasthya? We have to understand. Swasthya means the ultimate stage of absence of diseases. There is no type of disease, no type of dosha, prakopa, etc. are there, and vyadhi utpatti or the disease protection is not there. That avastha, it is called as swasthya. That swasthya, for attaining the swasthya, what we have to follow, this is very important. That is, it mentions the importance of ahara or the diet. That is, vishuddha ahara, the proper diet or the balanced diet we have to follow. Along with that, we should follow vishuddha vihara. Vishuddha vihara means some actions or some karmas also from our body, mind, etc. Some karma or actions or daily regimens what we have to follow. By following these things, what will happen? It will lead to the poshana. Poshana means the nourishment of shina, mana, sharira dhatu. For the poshana or the nourishment of mamsa dhatu, medo dhatu, any other dhatus, what we have to do? We should follow two things. That is, vishuddha ahar and vishuddha vihara. So already one word is missing, which is called as tat. So tat indicates this one. Tat means two important things. That is called as patya ahar and patya vihara. So what will happen if we are following patya ahara and patya vihara? Patya ahara means the day food that can be taken on daily basis, and patya vihara means what all are the dinacharya, what should we have to follow according to our body, what will happen? It will lead to two avasthas will be there. First avastha is swasthya, that is sushtu nirvigaratva, that is we will get the ultimate stage of absence of disease, that is swasthya avastha. Swasthasya swasthya rakshan. And the second one, by following this one, what will happen? We will get relief from the diseases. At the same time, it can prevent ajatanam vikaranam anutpattigaram. Ajatanam vikaranam anutpattigaram, already we discussed. Ajatanam vikaranam anutpattigaram means we can prevent the diseases that can occur in future or the forthcoming diseases that can be easily compared with lifestyle disorders in the present era. So that is the importance of ahara. Why ahara is important in the present era? Mainly for attaining the healthy state, at the same time mainly to prevent the diseases that can occur in the future, that can be lifestyle disorders. So next important question. So I already told we should follow Patya Ahar and Patya Vihar. So what is Patya Ahar? So which are the ahara that should be, we have to take it on a daily basis. So Patya Ahara here indicates, after reading the Chakrapani commentary, we will get an idea that is Patya Ahara means Sadata Prayoga Yogya Dravya. Sadata Prayoga Yogya Dravya means Sadata Prayoga, that is the Dravya or the food items or any items it can be food or drinks, any type of anna or pana, what we have to follow Sadata Prayoga on daily basis, that is called as Patya Ahara. For this Patya Ahara also, when we will refer the Charaka Sutra, there is good mentioning of which are the Patya Aharas or which are the Sadata Prayoga Yogi Dravya. That Dravyas we should follow and that Dravyas we should not follow. The main important things are mentioned in Charaka Sutra 5th chapter. So, for this also one a good sloka, it's mentioning in Charaka Sutra, that is 5th chapter Matra Siddhiyana, that is Shashtika Shali Mudgamcha Saintava Amalake Yavan Antariksham Payaha Sarpihi Jangalam Madhu Cha Abdese. Cha Abdese means these can be taken, but according to the body, this should not be taken in Adimatra. This should be taken in proper Matra after considering its Prakriti and its Bela or Vyadi or something we should consider. And we should, if we are following or we are taking these things, these Patya Aharas, Sadata Prayoga Yogi Ahara, that is the most important, that is on daily basis if we are taking this. So first one is called as Shashtika, second one is called as Shali, next is Mudga, next Saintam, next Amalagi, next Yava, Antariksha, one word is there. Antariksha means rainwater, Paya means milk, Sarpi, Jankala, Pashu Pakshi Mamsa. Here the mentioning is Jangala. Jangala means Jangala, Pashu Pakshi Mamsa. That means if we are taking the Mamsa rasa of the Jangala region, desert type region, and also Madhu. So these are the things that we should follow on our daily basis. We should introduce or include in our daily diet for getting the healthy state or preventing the lifestyle disorder. So Shashtika is there, Shali, Mudga, Saintav, Amalaki, Yava, Andariksha, that means rainwater, Paya, Sarpi, Jangala, Pashu Pakshi Mamsa, that is meat soup, and also Madhu. So among these, the most important, I am not going to discuss with all the points. Some important things that we should introduce or we should include in our daily life. First one is called as Shashtika. Shashtika means rice that is harvested in 60 days. It is Oraisa Sataivam. And in Malayalam, in our Kerala language, it is called as Navara rice. Because Navara Kiri or that type of, it is very helpful, very important in Panchakarma type of therapy, also in a Swetan or a Sudation therapy, it is playing an important role. So it is called as Oraisa Sataivam. It is one of the best varieties of rice. It is known to be snigdha. Snigdha means it is oily in nature. It is the main important features, the main benefits of taking Shashtika means it is useful in treating diseases of Vata origin. So any type of Vata disease, Vata Prakopa Vyadis, or the diseases that which is caused due to Prakopa of Vata or the vitiation of Vata, such as constipation, bloating, neuralgia, paralysis, etc. And it is considered as Tridoshahara. Tridoshahara means it will lead to the reduction of Tridosha, that is Vata dosh, Pitta dosh, and Kapha dosh, meaning balancing all the three body doshas or elements. Consumption of this rice removes fatigue, that is tiredness equal to fatigue, tiredness, and useful in the treatment of asthma, chronic respiratory disorders, chest injuries, cough, cold, dysuria, and very useful in improving Shukra Dhatu or increasing sperm count. So these are the benefits. If you will do the Shashtika, Shali, it will prevent the Vata Vyadi. why diseases that can occur due to Vata. So what will happen? Vata is the important dosha that should be controlled. By controlling the Vata dosha, what will happen? It will, Pitta dosha and Kapha dosha will under our control. So what will happen? We will attain the healthy state, and it is helpful for almost all the Vyadhis, and mainly it is helpful in improving the Shukra Dhatu, for increasing the sperm count. And this rice important feature has a very low glycemic index and hence useful in diabetes. It has higher protein content about 16.5%, thiamine about 26 to 32%, riboflavin 4 to 24%, and niacin 2 to 36%. And this rice is rich in fibers too, and it has an anti-carcinogenic effect on the body. It is extensively used, it is very important, it is extensively used in Panchakarma treatments, for it is known as Shastika Shali Pindaswet, and it is also known to help manage neuromusculoskeletal problems. So these are the important things, or the important benefits if we will get if we are taking Shastika Shali on the daily basis, because it can prevent, because it is having anti-carcinogenic effect, and mainly it is used in Panchakarma therapy, because mainly for neuromusculoskeletal disorders in the name of Shastika Shali Pindaswet. The next one is called as Rakta Shali. Rakta Shali means the supreme variety or the most important variety of rice. Shali means rice. Rakta Shali means a natural red rice variant. It is considered as rice panjeta. It is Tridosha, saying Tridosha Kara, that means it pacifies the three doshas, that is Vata dosh, Pitta dosh, and Kapha dosh. It has a high medicinal value and is rich in antioxidants, calcium, zinc, iron, and other minerals. It is known to nourish and energize the body, promotes strength, increases production of shukra or semen, improves metabolism, enhances lactation if given to new mothers, and is wholesome in almost all the diseases. And it also contains 68.7%, 75% iron, 66.69% of carbohydrate, 30% zinc, 14% protein, 14% fat, 7.11% fiber, and 5.45% potassium. And these are the important things you have to understand in Rakta Shali. Next one is called as Mudga. Mudga means already we know what is Mudga, green gram. Mudga is astringent, and that is it is having Kashayaras, and also at the same time it is having Madhuraras also. Pungent, it becomes Kaduras after that is Vipak, that is after digestion, the taste will change to Kadu Vipak. It is Snigdha, that is anchos or oily, of cold potency, Shida Virya is there, light Lekku, and alleviates Kapha dosh and Pitta dosh. Mainly it is good for Kapha dosh and Pitta dosh, and it is very good for imparting clear vision and green, because there are 4 types of varieties are there, because normally 4 types of varieties of Mudga are there. Among these, the most important, because red variety, every varieties are there, but the most superior one, the most important or the most useful one is called as the green colored variety, which is considered superior, and it provides nourishment to tissues. It is having cooling nature and high fiber content. What will happen by taking this Mudga? It is helpful in aiding proper digestion. Being high in fiber content and low in glycemic index, it is suitable for people with type 2 diabetes. So Mudga, if we are introducing in our daily life, it is good for one who is doing exercise on a daily basis, one who is going for gym on the daily basis, or one who is having this walking, that habit, everything, and for providing for providing the energy for the vegetarian people, this Mudga or soybean is playing an important role, because it is having high fiber content, and it is good for type 2 diabetes also. It is iron rich, so it is an excellent dietary supplement for infants and children, because it is having this much iron. So what will happen? It will increase the blood capacity or the blood in our body. So it is good for this one, infants and children. And another notable benefit is that it is having carbohydrates are easily digestible, which causes less flatulence. Hello? Okay, which causes less flatulence as compared to other legumes, because we all know these types of groundnut, etc. If you are taking, it will lead to the flatus, that is, it will lead to the production of flatus. But when compared with other things, the other legumes or anything that is sprouted that things, it is very less when compared with other things. Next one is called as Yava. It is a good laxative, generate feces and Vata dosh in intestine. It is good laxative, and it is good for if you are taking, that is barley. If you are taking on a daily basis, it will good for the expulsion of the feces, etc. It is an aphrodisiac, that is, it is having vajikarna property and increases stability as it clarifies the channel, because it is good for srotoshodhan, clarifies the channels because of its specific action, and it pacifies diseases of the urinary tract, corrects fat metabolism, maintains pitta and kapha dosh, and it is one of the important things that we should take for in this one, diabetic patients. Diabetic patients, if you are taking different types of preparations of yava, it is good for our body, and it reduces rhinitis, that is running nose, asthma, cough, pain in thighs, diseases of throat and skin. So while talking about the different types of patyahara, we understand the different things. So Shali, Godume, different types of ahara that we have to follow on a daily basis. I discuss about a lot of things. So next time this. Next, we have to, so in a daily basis of these are the important things for diet plan. If we are planning for a diet plan, what we have to take for our daily, what we have to take in our daily, on our daily basis, according to the individual, for preventing the diseases, protection of the diseases. These are the most important things that we should introduce in our daily lives. First one is Shali, we should introduce, because it is having vitamin C, B complex and starch rich contents are there. Goduma, that is wheat is there, it is having good, it will provide zinc to the body. Yava means vitamin C, at the same time B complex is also there. Next one is Jangala Mamsa, it is having good calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, iron, vitamin D also it will provide. Mudga, that is zinc, Draksha, calcium, phosphorus, iron, Krida, same, iron, vitamin E, and this one, Madhu, iron and fructose. Shira means calcium, vitamin A and vitamin B. The Biodaka means normal, the pure water or the rainwater, what we can consider, it will provide nitrates and minerals to our body. Then next important question, I already told some antioxidants are there. So antioxidants, how these antioxidants are working? Antioxidants, what will happen, can help offset damage caused by free radicals, because free radicals will produce some damage to the body. This damage to the body, it can lead to unhealthy state, and this is prevented by the antioxidants. And also it limits free radical formation, destroys free radicals, and it stimulates antioxidant enzyme activity. So next one is, what is the importance of this? If you are taking, it will provide vitamin C and vitamin E, I already discussed. So vitamin C means ascorbic acid is a naturally occurring organic compound with antioxidant properties. Vitamin C, what will happen? It protects watery components in the body against free radical damage. And some studies are done, and it proves that vitamin C is one. If we are introducing the vitamin C, so what all are the things in vitamin C? We will get Shali if you include vitamin C, Yava, Shashtika. These things, if we are including in our daily life, what will happen? It will provide vitamin C to our body. So what will happen? It will prevent LDL. That is the most the LDL cholesterol oxidation. It will raises HDL, the good one, it will raises, and lowers total cholesterol and prevents CVD. So these are the important things. If you are following these types of food, this Shali, Yava, Goduma, etc., what we will follow, if it provide vitamin C to our body, and as a result, vitamin C, what will happen? It will reduce, it will control the LDL cholesterol, but at the same time, it will increase the HDL, and normally lowering the total cholesterol level, at the same time prevents cardiovascular diseases also. So we should include these types of food. That is one which is rich in vitamin C. That is Shali we should include, Shali we should include, Yava we should include, that is barley we should include, Shashtika. That is these types of things. If you include, these are the important things. Next one is vitamin E. Vitamin E already we discussed. Vitamin E also different types of, because almost all food items, if you are taking that vitamin E are there. By taking the vitamin E, what will happen? It protects body lipids by stopping the free radical chain, because it stops the free radical chain reaction, and also it guards, protects against damage to membranes from oxidizing compounds. And antioxidants, especially vitamin E, it is very helpful for protecting the development of cardiovascular disease. So for main important thing you have to understand, these cardiovascular diseases or the cholesterol that will lead to type 2 disorders in the future. For preventing these types of diseases, we should include the food mainly which is considered as the antioxidant things. That is, we should include vitamin C, vitamin E types of food. That is mainly shali, Goduma, Yava, Shashtik, Jangalamamsa, Mudga, Draksha, Krida, that is ghee, Madhu, Kshira and Divyoda. These types of food we should include in our daily life for providing what will happen, energy to our body. So next, we already told about the Patya Aharas. So next important thing you should understand is we should follow the Patya Viharas also. Patya Vikaras also. That is na Shile. This is very important. Because already I told about Sadhata Prayoga. Sadhata Prayoga means daily we should follow these types of food. So next question what we'll have, what are the Abhatya Aharas? That what are the foods we should avoid in our daily basis? But this food also we can take, but we should not take in the daily, on the daily basis. This also Charaka Sutra is very important. 5th chapter we will get. Valuram Shushka Shakani, Shalukani Bisanicha, Na Abhyase, Gauravan, Mamsam, Krisham, Na Eva Ubayoje, Kurchigamscha, Kiladamscha, Shaugaram, Gavya Mahishe, Mansyan, Dedi, Chamasham, Cha Yabagam, Cha Nashil. I will tell each word meaning of each and these things. So, na abhyased. Na abhyased means, its meaning is na nirandara upayogam. Na abhyased means na abhyased means na nirandara upayogam. Na nirandara upayogam means upayujyada means should not be used in daily, should not be used. That is, it should not be used for daily purpose. Daily should not be taken. These are the things. I will tell the name of each and these things. So first one is called, already I told, Vallura. Vallura means dried meat. Dried type of meat should not be taken because it will lead to the prakopa of Vajadosh. Next one is called Shushka Shaga. Shushka Shaga means vegetables we should include in our daily food, but dry vegetables should not be taken. Shaluka. Shaluka means lotus rhizome, and Bisani means lotus stalk. These foods should not be taken on daily basis. Krishamamsam. Because why these foods? These are the 4 foods. That is Vallura means dried meat. Shushka Shaga, that is dried vegetable. Shaluga means lotus rhizome. Bisani means lotus stalk. These should not be taken because they are Gaurava. Gaurava means Gurutva. That means heavy. So it will take more time for digestion. So these food items should have to be avoided. Next one is called as Krishamamsa. That word is very important. Krishamamsa means, Krisha means lean, what we are understood. But Krishamamsa, by reading the Chakramanikam, we will get Krishamamsa means apushta. 2 important meanings are there. First one is called apushta mamsa. Apushta mamsa means that mamsa which is not capable of producing energy to the body, and animals which got affected with any type of vyadhi. That is called Krishna mamsa. 2 important means, that is apushta mamsa, that is one which is incapable of producing nourishment to the body, and also animals which got affected with vyadhi. Because some we will take a meat or something which if we are taking the meat of any animals which are affected with vyadhi, what will happen? It will also produce disease to our body. Next one, 2 important things that we should not take on our daily basis. That is called Gurchika. That is very important. Gurchika means, first you have to understand what is Gurchika. Gurchika means the product prepared by adding Dedi or Takra, buttermilk with Shira. That means the normal meaning you have to understand boiled buttermilk. Buttermilk after boiling, it should not be taken. It is in a daily basis, as it will lead to disease, production of the diseases. And next one is called as Kilada. Kilada means pinda. Pinda means the bolus of Kurchika. Bolus or the Kurchika means after taking, that is boiled butter, means some hard part or the solid part of that Kurchika or the boiled buttermilk or the Khana Baga of Shira. That is, after Shira we will keep it in the fridge, and after taking the Khana Baga, only the hard part of the Shira, that is also should not be taken on our daily basis, as it will affect our healthy state. So this is, and also mamsa, different types of mamsa. These 3 mamsas also should not be taken on daily basis. That is shukara. Shukara means pork, that is pig, that is pork. Mamsa should not be taken, meat should not be taken. Kevya means beef, that is beef should not be taken, and mahisha means buffalo. These three types of mamsa also should not be taken on the daily basis, as it will affect our body. These are the abati aharas, or the aharas that should not be taken. So these are the important things or the ahara that we should include on our daily basis. This can be included on our daily basis according to the yukti. According to the yukti of the individual, or according to the instructions of the Vaidya or the physician. Because in Ayurveda, there are three main types of chikilsas are there. The first one is called as Deva Babashraya Chikilsa, second one is called as Yukti Babashraya Chikilsa, and the third one is called as Sattva-Avajaya. Deva Babashraya Chikilsa means in some vyadis, Prajna Bharat is the result. For this, any type of medicines, if you are administering, the patient won't get relief. For this, we should go for the Preeti of the Deva. We should wear some gems or diamond or something after done puja in the temple. That is called Deva Babashraya Chikilsa. Sattva-Avajaya means Sattva means manas, that is manasika chikilsa. That is for reducing the rajas and tamas and for increasing the sattva quality. That is called as Sattva-Avajaya. And third one is very important, which is called as Yukti Babashraya Chikilsa. Yukti means according to the Yukti, we should consider, the individual should consider that is his body, if we are taking these types of mamsa or these types of things on our daily basis, it will sure produce unhealthy state, that means disease. It will lead to the production of disease in our body. So Yukti Babashraya means that is punaha ahara aushadha dravyana ubhaya. That is according to his body and mind, and after understanding the prakriti and its bela, for the vyadhi utpatti, he should introduce different types of ahara, that means food. Aushadha means medicines and other types of dravyas in his daily life, and he is maintaining his body in his own ways. That is by following the Patyahar or Patyavihar in a proper way. What will happen? It will lead to the production of Swasthya or Swasthya. So next, already I told these are the food that should be taken in our daily basis. But how much quantity we should take? That is very important. This is because we are taking that we should introduce these types of food in our daily basis. But how to take, how much we have to take, these are things next you have to understand. For this also in Charaka Sutra, 5th chapter, a good quotation is there. That is called Matrashi Syat. Ahara Matra Punaha Agni Bala Abekshini. Matrashi Syat. Already I told, like Matrashi means Matra of Ashi. That is the proper quantity of food. The proper quantity of food which is entirely different. The proper quantity of food, that is Ahara Matra Punaha. That is the proper quantity of food Punaha. It entirely depends. Abekshini means entirely depends upon the Agni Bala. Agni Bala means the power of the individual's power of digestion. That means Matrashi means already I told Matra of Ashi. So already we understood what is Matra. Matra means a proper quantity of food. Ashi means 4 kinds of ahara. That is, first one is called as Khadya. Khadya means solid food. Peya means liquid food. Lekhya means licking type of food. And Prashya means one we are taking in Mandali or Somnamrita Prashya, like that. What we are taking, that is in the medium between solid and liquid. That is called as Ashi. 4 types of Ashisa. These types of ahara, how we have to take Matrashi, that means the ahara matra or the quantity of ahara. It is depending upon only one thing, that is Agni Bala Abekshini. Agni Bala Abekshini means it entirely he entirely depends upon, that is Abekshini means depend upon Agni Bala. Agni Bala means the strength of the Agni. So the where we have to take these types of food in, we have to introduce these types of food, no problem. But how we have to take, we should entirely, it should be depending upon the Agni Bala. Agni Bala means it entirely depends upon the individual's capacity, digestive capacity, that you have to understand. So next point you have to understand is, so how we have to analyze the Agni Bala. So for this, for this also Acharya Charaka is mentioning like Prati Purushasya Agni Bala Bhinnatva. That is, there is variation in the status of Agni Bala from individual to individual. Prati Purusha means from individual to individual, from one individual to another individual. The Agni Bala is entirely a different feature. So we should first analyze, we should separate. We should analyze that our Agni Bala is this one. So Agni Bala, how we can identify, because 3 types of Pratyaksha, Anuman, and Aptopadesh Praman is there. We can identify this one with Anuman. That's why This Agni Bala means how much quantity of food we are taking. That is the first one. That is the first one you have to understand. That is how much food capacity is there for me to take. For example, any individual first understand how much food he can take and how much time it is taking for his digestion. For example, breakfast after 8 o'clock he is taking, and this much 3 or 4 doshas or chapati, anything he is taking, and it is getting digestion between 2 to 3 hours. And next 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock he is getting the proper this one. He is getting the proper digestion, or this one he is getting. That meaning is his Agni is good, and according to his Agni capacity, he should identify his Agni capacity by himself. That is by using the Anumana power. That is, there is variation in the status of Agni Bala from individual to individual, and this variance, this Agni Bala variance in individual is based on 3 things. The first one is called as Deha Prakriti, that is normal constitution of our body, which can be Vata Prakriti, Pitta Prakriti, or Kapha predominant Prakriti, and also Vaya, that is age. For example, young age may how, because we will get a good digestive fire. After getting old age, what will happen? Our Agni digestion will also imbalance. That's next one is according to Ritu. Because in some Ritu, for example, Sharad Ritu, if you are taking, because of Pitta Kavaka, what will happen? There is good digestive power is there. But in some Ritu, what will happen? It will be difficult for us to digest even small quantity of food. So the variance, Agni Bala variants are depending upon 3 main criteria. So first one is called as Deha Prakriti, second one is called as Vaya, that is age, and third one is Ritu, that is season. As there are so many variants, because already told so many variants are there, the question, because the main question will be there, how to decide the ahara? How we can decide how much quantity we can take? That is very important. For this, we have to understand 2 types of aharas are there. That is called as Matravat ahara, and the second one is called as Amatravat ahara. So Matravat ahara means, this all references we will get from Matra Siddhi Adhyayam Charaka Sutra, 5th chapter. Matravat ahara, it is dealing with 2 important points. One which produces 2 things, that is called as Matravat ahara. That is Prakritim Anubhahatya. And second one is called as Yatha Kalam Jaram Gacchati. I will tell. So here one word is there, that is Prakritim Anubhahatya, and second one is called as Yatha Kalam Jaram Gacchati. That is important. So first one is called as Prakritim Anubhahatya. That we will understand. Now, what is the word meaning of Prakriti? Here, Prakriti is not explaining about the constitution of our body. Here, Prakriti, after reading the Chakrapani commentary, we will get Prakriti means Vadadinam, Rasadinam, just Samyavastha. Samyavastha means the equilibrium state of 2 things, that is Vadadinam and Rasadinam. Equilibrium state of Vadadinam means Vadadosh, Pittadosh and Kaphadosh, and Rasadinam means these 6 rasas. The daily intake of 6 rasas in a proper diet, that is balanced diet. If you will take, means what will happen? It won't affect the Prakriti, that is normal avastha of the body, that is Anubhahatya. Second word is called as Anubhahatya. Anubhahatya word meaning is Na Vikara Utpatti. There will not be any disease. So Matravat ahara means, first one you have to understand is Prakritim Anubhahatya. Prakriti means Vatadinam, Rasadinam cha Samya avastha. The equilibrium state of both Vadadi doshas and Rasadina. That is, Rasa means Shad Rasa or 6 Rasa. That is called as Prakriti. Anubhahatya. The word meaning of Anubhahatya, after reading the commentary, we will get Now Vikara Utpatti. Now Vikara Utpatti means there will not be any type of disease production. And the next word already I discussed, Yatha Kalam Jaram Gacchati. Yatha Kalam Jaram Gacchati means that which gets digested in proper time. So these are the 2 important criteria to identify what is Matravat ahara and Amatravat ahara. Matravat ahara, 2 important things, Prakritim and Anubhahatya. That means one which we should not lead to disease production, and next one is Jaram Gacchati, Yatha Kalam Jaram Gacchati. Yatha Kalam Jaram Gacchati means one which gets digested in proper time. So for proper maintenance of health, one should eat in proper matra. Quantity of food intake is directly proportional to the very important power of digestion and season, which varies according to Prakriti as well as age of the individual. So these are things. So we should understand what is proper ahara, and it is entirely depending upon the individual's Prakriti. At the same time, it is also depending upon the season. That's why we have to follow the seasonal regimens for maintaining the health or preventing the lifestyle disorders. So these are the important things you have to understand. And this matra one ahara, three things you have to understand. The first one is called as asya iti, ashanam iti, and ashidam iti. That means asya iti means one who is taking food. Ashanam iti means prashasta bhojanam. Prashasta bhojana means the balanced diet. And ashidam vidhi means according to ahara vidhi. Ahara vidhi means the different criteria we should follow for taking ahara. That is prakriti, constitution, karana, samyog, what we have to compare. Everything are there that I am not going to deal, because then if we are dealing with that types of things, it will become a vast topic, because we should not complete in our prescribed time. That's why I am not at all going to deal with ahara vidhi, etc. So next one, ahara matra. I already told ahara matra is entirely depending upon the Agni Bala. So ahara matra means Rashi. Rashi. The Ayurvedic term is Rashi. Rashi means the quantity of food. And this quantity of food, after going through the Charaka Sutra 5th chapter, we will understand there are two types of ahara matra or Rashi are there. The first one is called Sarvagraha and second one is called as Parigraha. So first what we have to understand, what is Sarvagraha. Sarvagraha means Tatra Samudidasya Aharasya Parimanam Sarvagraha. Sarvagraha means Sampurna Matra of Ahara. Sampurna Matra of Ahara, or this Sarvagraha. This means one bolus of food that which contains all the rasa. That is Madura, Amla, Lavana, Kadu, Tikta or Kasha. Every rasa should be there and in a proper matra, or the Sampurna Matra in a proper quantity. That is called as Sarvagraha. That we can compare this Sarvagraha with balanced diet. So next one is called as Parigraha. Parigraha means Madura Amladina Ahara Avevana Pratyekam Matraya Grahanam Parigraha. That is Pradak Matra of Ahara. That is already told balanced diet means it should contain 6 rasas. But Parigraha means only 2 will be there. Sometimes Madura and Amla rasa will be there. Sometimes sweet and Kashaya or Astraktan rasa will be there. Sometimes pungent and Tikta rasa will be there. Like that, only 2 or 3 rasas will be there. That is called as Parigraha. So ahara, next you have to understand ahara is considered as upastamba. Traya upastamba are there, ahara, nidra and brahmacharya. According to some of that is telling like abrahmacharya. But ahara is called as upastamba, the 3 pillars of the life. For this, what we have to understand, it is called as upastamba only when used yukti. Logically, if we are using the previously mentioned things in a proper way, then only it is considered as upastamba. And this ahara dravya, all the ahara dravyas, we can categorize under 2 important categories. First one, it can be included as guru, leku ahara. The second one, we can include under patya, abatya ahara. Next one we have to attend is hita and ahita ahara. So 3 varieties with any type of ahara we can include under these 3 categories. First one, guru or legu ahara. One which is having heaviness or more time for digestion, legu ahara. Next one is patya, abatya ahara. Second one is called hita and ahita ahara. So next, what we have to understand, what is legu ahara? These are some of the important things we will get to understand after studying Matra. So if you study the Matra Siddhyati or Sastha Chaturshika in a proper way, we'll get an idea about all the food items, what we have to follow, or how much quantity we have to take, or what are the viharas or the regimens we should follow in our daily life for dinacharya, etc. We will get in a proper way. So legu ahara means it is having predominance of Vayu Mahabhut and Agni Mahabhut. So what will happen? Already Vayu Maha, it is having the movement quality. Chala Guna is the movement quality. Agni means already it is having digestive quality. So what will happen? It stimulates the Agni nature. That's why everyone is telling like we should take the legu ahara. That means legu ahara means light food. So what will happen? It will get it won't take too much time for the digestion. That is called as legu ahara. Guru ahara difference is it is having predominance of prithvi, that is solid nature is more, and jala mahabhut. So what will happen? Diminishes the agni naturally. If we are pouring the jala or the agni water to these things, means what will happen? It will diminish the agni nature. That is the difference between guru and legu ahara. Legu ahara means vayu mahabhut and agni mahabhut. So what naturally it is having the quality of stimulating the agni, and guru ahara means it is having prithvi and jala mahabhuta. So it is naturally having the quality of diminishing the agni. So legu ahara, so how much we have to take? Because already I told legu ahara is good for food. Then also legu ahara should not be taken in too much quantity. That is very important. That is legu ahara is hitakari when taken in a matravat. Legu ahara hitakari when taken in matravat. That is legu ahara is also hitakari. That is good for our body and mind when it is taken in matra, in proper quantity. That is when taken according to its own sauhitya. Sauhitya means sometimes satiation is there. That is desire is there. For example, if you are lagu ahara we are taking, and lagu ahara we have to take according to our satisfaction. Too much of our satisfaction, what will happen? It can also produce the vitiation of dosh, but it is alpa doshakari. Alpa doshakari means it won't produce the diseases in a severe manner. In acute manner only, the vitiation of dosha will be there. So this is the thing you have to understand. Legu ahara dravya is hidakari, that is when it is taken in matra. But if you are taking in according to its own sauhitya, sauhitya means according to one's own satisfaction, if you are taking, or more than the satisfaction, if you are taking, means what will happen? More than its satisfaction, what will happen? It can also produce, it is alpa doshakari. Alpa doshakari means it can also produce vitiation of dosha. So next one, we have to understand Guru Ahara Dravya. Guru Ahara Dravya is also hitakari. Guru Ahara Dravya is also can say hitakari when it is taken in matra. But when it's taken according to its own sauhitya, because if you are taking, for example, Guru Ahara, we can tell like parota or something. Parota or something like that, like Guru Aharas, what will happen? If you are taking in a normal quantity or in a proper quantity, it won't produce any vitiation of the vyadhis, any vitiation of doshas or diseases. But if you are taking according to our one's own sauhitya, according to one's own desire or satisfaction, what will happen? It is adhika doshagari when compared with the legu ahara. So what we have to do? We should follow the food which is having legutva or likeness nature. So next, I am going to Patya Vihara, because actually today we are not at all dealing with Patya Vihara. If you want to know more about the Patya Viharas, you can put in the chat box, or next any more sections if you want. You can directly tell Girish only, because he will arrange one more session of Patya Viharas, because Patya Vihara is also a difficult, because vast topic. So one day it will take for dealing with Patya Vihara. Then also I am telling only one important thing, because in Ashtanga Hrudaya, if you will discuss that, Brahmi Muhurta Uttishta, that is the first, this one, Dinacharya, that should have to follow. But when we study the Charaka Samhita, 5th chapter, Matra Shuddhi Adhya, he is not giving importance to Brahma Muhurta. He is telling like, Chakshu Pradhanam Sarvesham Indriyanam. Pancha Jnanendriyas mein, in Pancha Jnanendriya, the most important one is considered as Chakshu, or the eyes. For the eyes, the most important treatment is considered as Anjan or the collyrium. Therefore, he is giving importance to Anjana first. Anjan, that is collyrium first in the Dinacharya. That is a vast topic we will discuss in some other sessions. So next one, we are going to deal with some of the important Patya Aharas. That is classification as per Charaka. Charagacharya is classifying different types of Ahara Vargas. The first one is called as Shukadana, that is cereals. Shamidana, that is pulses. Mamsa, that is meat varieties. Shaga means vegetables. Phala means fruit. Haritha means salads. Madhya, wine. Ambu, water. Gorasa, that is milk and milk products. Ikshu Vikara, that is sugarcane products. Kirdana, that is food preparation. And Ahara Yogin. Ahara Yogin means adjuncts of the food. And also, if you will read Bhagavad Gita, they are mentioning about about 3 types of aharas, that is Satvika Ahara, Rajasika Ahara, and also Tamasika Ahara. So these are things you have to understand. Just go through these slides. I will share the slides in the chat box only, so it will be easy for you understanding the things, different types of aharas, what we have to follow, etc. we have to follow. So these are things, and Bhagavad Gita, Satvika Ahara, Rajasika Ahara, Tamasika Ahara. In this, we should follow the Satvika Aharas in a proper way. So next one is Varga and Krida and Kalpana. This is very important. These are the food items that we should introduce in our daily regimen. That is Varga. Which are the Varga, or the group of things that we should use in our daily life. That is, we are going to discuss in the coming slides. And also Krida and Kalpana. Krida and Kalpana means what are the food items that we have to understand. So for this, you have to understand the Shaka Varga. For this, what we have to understand is Shaka Varga. Shaka Varga means, already I told in this slide, Shaka Varga means vegetable items, different types of items. That is, we can use Patra, next Pushpa, Patra means leaves, pushpa means flowers, phala, nala, kanda, etc. Any types of food item, any types of varga, shaka, any types, because sometimes we will use patra of vegetables, pushpa, phala, nala, kanda, according to these things. And each are harder for digestion, succeeding order, because patra is easy for digestion. Pushpa, phala, nala, and kanda is succeeding order. What will happen? It will be difficult. It will become guru. So we should introduce in our daily items in these things. Actually, we have to follow. Next is Harida Varga. So any part of plant which can be eaten. We can take any part of plants. We can take in a different way. So it can be either cooked or uncooked, because raw also we can take, that is called Harida Varga, or either before and after food. Sometimes we can before food or after food we can take. And the commonly used Shaka Varga, normally used vegetable items, what we are using is Vastuka, Sunishannaga, Punarnava we are using, Vartaka we are using, Kushmanda, Changiri, different types of vegetable items we will use in the form of chutney, soup, dosha, chila, etc. Different types of preparations we are using in our daily. We can use according to the patient desire. If patient is interested, he is having interest to take it in a form of chutney, it is according to him, he has to decide in which form he has to take. But these are things what we have to follow in our daily life. Harida Varga, also these types of Ardraga, Jambira, Mulaga, Surasa, Yavani, Shigru, these are the important things that we should introduce in our daily life for preventing the lifestyle disorders. So some common drugs I am going to mention. First one is called Ardraga. Ardraga means Shundi or Ardraga, what you have to understand, that is ginger. It is having Jojana, that means it is one which provides taste. Dibana, that means carbonated, increases the digestive fat. It is having Vrishya. Vrishya means Vajikarana property, aphrodisiac. And Ardraga Rasa, if you will take, means what will happen? It is good for Vada, Shleshmahara and Vibandhahara, for preventing the constipation and also for reducing the Vada Prakop and Shleshma Dosha Prakop. This Ardraga is considered as the best one. Ginger is considered as the best one. And Rasa Panchaka. So Rasa Panchaka, Rasa Guna, etc. If you are identifying of these things, Ardraga and Shundi. For Ardraga, it is Kaduras, Tiktaras and Mathuras. For Shundi, it is Kadu and Pittala. Guna is Ruksha and Tikshna of Ardraka, Lagu and Snigdha Guna of Shundi, Karma, Bedani and Dibani. Bedana Karma, that is dividing karma it will do, and Dibani it is a carminative. But Shundi is Amavadakni, it is good for Amavad, and also it is good for Amavad, rheumatoid type of arthritis, Rujya, it will provide Ruji to the food, Pajanani, Vibandhanut, Vrishya and Surya. Surya means it can provide good voice, and also Doshakna, good action on Dosh means Vata Kapha. Ardraga will reduce Vata Dosh and Kapha Dosh, but Shundi will reduce Kapha and Vadono. That is both Kapha and Vata will reduce. Virya is for both Ushna Virya and Vipaka. At the end, taste of digestion, it will lead to Mathuras. So therapeutic activity, because one important criteria, important thing that we should follow or we should introduce in our daily regimen, because it is having therapeutic effect, good for some vyadis, Jwara or Adisar, etc. types of vyadis, vomiting, etc. is good. At the same time, it is having preventive aspects also. That is, for cold to cancer, any type of vyadis, this Ardraga, if you do, means it is very helpful for preventing these types of vyadis which can occur in the future, because it is considered an antioxidant, anti-inflammatory agent, anti-nausea common, and anti-canceric M. And ginger is reported to decrease age-related oxidative stress markers. So for reducing the age-related oxidative stress, the ginger is also very important. Radioprotective effect for gamma radiation. Radioprotective effect is there, and it is reduced. This is very important. Last point. It will reduce inflammation, swelling, and pain. Next is Jambira. Jambira means citron fruit. That is Naranga, what we are telling. It is good for Rojan. Deeban, that is Kindle's hunger. Tikshna, penetrating. Sugandhi, pleasant smell is there. Mukha Shodhana, cleanses the mouth. Kapha Vadakna, it reduces Kapha dosh and Vada dosh. Krimikna is very important. It reduces the krimi. And Bhakta Pajana, digestion of the food also, Jambira or citrus fruit is very good. And its therapeutic effects, antibacterial, anti-cancerous, anti-diabetic, antifungal, anti-hypertensive, anti-inflammatory, anti-lipidemia, and antioxidant. So this fruit also we can introduce in our daily life. This food also we can introduce in our daily life. Next is Yavani. Yavani means belongs to carrot family. That is carrot. What it is good for heart. chewable, pitta utkresha. It is aggravates pitta. So if you are taking the yavani or these types of food, means what will happen? It will increases the digestive fat. And very important therapeutic effect is it is having anti-diabetic effect. It is having anti-diabetic effect is there, anti-cancerous effect is there, anti-inflammatory and analgesic effect is there. It is good for central nervous system, and at the same time it is good for hyperlipidemic activity. It can reduces the lipid, it can reduces the lipid also in a proper way. So these are things you have to understand. Shigru, that is also good for her. Charva, that is chewable, also we can go. Shida guna, and also it is having lipidemic property because it is best in reducing the lipid or the fat content in our body. Shigru is providing very important thing. Next is Mushtuka or Rajika, that is Indian mustard. It is also same time good for her. It is also aggravates pitta, that is it is good for digestion. Anti-cancerous activities are there, anti-lipidemic activities are there, antioxidant activities are there, and different types of caesar, that is abasmara, etc. types of this rajika is very important. Dhanyaka, dhanyaka means the normal one, that is coriander leaves. Normally we are using in our daily diet because it best of taste, this sweet taste, and the nadikadu not very pungent. It is very important because it is good for osteoporosis, that is for vata vyadhi, and improves bone health. It also is good for urinary tract infection and also kidney stones, boosts immune system, prevent cancer, managing diabetes, this relief from rheumatoid arthritis, internal inflammation, and also it is good for liver for reducing the diseases related to liver. There is grinjanaka, that is a type of garlic. This graki, that which provides holding or support, is good for adhisara. Tikshna, that is it is having penetrating quality. Vada Sleshma Hara, and also Arshasam Hita Svedane, that is it is good for Arshas. It is good for lung cancer, colorectal cancer, leukemia, and also blood pressure. Next one is Palandu, that is onion, what we are using in a normal life. Sveshmala, Marudatna, Nacha Pittanoti. It won't produce this much pitta, Visheshno Pitta Prako, Belia, Guru, Vrishya, and Rojana. It is good for cancer, colon cancer, prostate cancer, esophageal, and stomach type of cancer. Lashuna, common garlic. It is good for Krimi, Kushta, Kilasa, or Gulma. Vadakara, Ushna, Guru, Kaduka, and its Vrishya. It is gradually a reduction of risk factors for, because if you are taking Lashuna or introducing Lashuna, including Lashuna in our normal life, it will reduce the chances for cardiovascular diseases, cancer risk, antioxidant effect, and antimicrobial effect. Next one is Masha, because Masha means normally what we are taking. Different types of Masha are there. It is Guru Sigdha, Madhurasa, Ushna Virya, Belya, Santarpan. It will provide nourishment to the body. This Masha, it is very good. Kulata also normal things, that is Ushna Virya, Kashaya Rasa, Shukrahara. It will increase the Shukra, Vibandakara, Kasa Shwasa Hikka. That is, it is good for cough, Shwasa, that is a breathing type of difficulties, and hiccup also it is very important. Adaki, that is Kapha Pitta Hara, and is Vatakara. These are the normal items what we should introduce in our daily life. Chanaga also, that is Kadala, what we are using. Legu, Ruksha, Madhura, Alpakashaya Rasa, it is having Pitta Kapha, it will reduce Pitta and Kapha dosh, and also Lebanon. It will produce a coating of our body. Masura also, normally we are using Legu, Ruksha, Madhura, Alpakashaya Rasa, Shidavirya, Vadakara, Pitta Kapakara, and it will be Vibandakara. And Tila. Tila means already we know that Tila Taila, what we are using, because Tila Taila is considered the best Taila because of its Kashaya, Madhura Tiktarasa, Pittakara, Vadakara, Branakara, Vibana, Twachya. Among these, the most important Krishna, Shweta, and Vanya variety. 3 types of varieties are there, but the most important or the most good variety is Krishna variety, that is black one. Then Adasi, that is Gunakarma, Snigdha Guru, Madhura Tikta, Ushna Virya, Kadu Vipaka, Pitta Kapakara, Drishti, Shukra, Hara. That is, it is good for this. Adasi is good for Drishti, and also that is for eyes and also for Shukra. Next, we are moving to Krida and Nakalpana. That is how some food items we should prepare according to daily. That is, first one is for us Odana. Odana means normal what we are taking. Ingredients are Mudga, Shali, and Jala 10 parts. Rasa is Madhura Kashaya Rasa, Doshakna, Pitta, Hara. It will increase the Pitta. So what will happen? Our digestion will get increased. It increases digestion. And Roka means it is good for Rakta Pitta and Ajuchi. Ashtaguna Manda. Ashtaguna Manda means 8 items should be there. Shali 1 part, Mudga half part, Dhanyaka, Trikadu, Taila and Hinku. It is good for Rekta Vardaka and Basti Shodaka, urinary disorders, urinary bladder disorders, and it is Tridoshakara, reduces the Tridosha, and it is good for Jwara. Yusha means Mutta or Chanaga or Kulata. Any types of these things should be taken, which added with 16 parts of Jala. This of two types, Krita and Akrita. Sometimes it should be processed and sometimes it should not be processed. Its guna is Shida Guna, Madhurasa. It is good for Kridaya and also for Agni Devaka. Increases the Agni. It is good for Rekta Pitta, Kapha Pitta and Rekta. Good for Kapha Dosh, Pitta Dosh and Rekta Dosh. It is good for Rekta Pitta, Trishna, Daha, Jwara, Krimi, Samshuddha Brana. Good for Brana and Urdha Jatru Katavigara. This is about the Urdha Jatru neck region. It is very good. Changa usually Changa with 18 parts of Jala. It is also of two types, Kruda and processed one and unprocessed one, Lego and Dukshaguna, Madhura Alpa Kashayarasa, Kapha, Rekta Pitta Hara, Jora, Rekta Pitta Prameha, and Tamakashwasa. For this, it is very good. Kulata Yusha, Kulata with 18 parts of Jala, two types, processed and unprocessed. This of Kashayarasa, it is good for Shukra and Vibanda, and Kapha Vadakara. It is good for Kaphadosh and Vadadosh, Kasa Shwasa, Ikashasa. It is good for Kasa Kaf. The types of breathing difficulties, hiccup, and also arches. That is why it is good. Krishahara, Shali, Mutka, Lavana, Ardaka, and Hinku. It is good for Shukrala. It increases Shukra of semen quantity, Belya, Durjara, and Malamutra. It is good for expulsion of Mala and Mutra. So these are the things. If we will go for Charaka Vimana or Charaka Samhita, we will get to understand some Kapha Vada Rogi. He should go for Dashamura Yava. If the patient is having Mandakni, you should go for Panchakola Yavaku. If he is having Vipanda or Staulia, he go for Mudga Amalaka Yusha. And Kapha Pitta Roga, he should go for Kola Kulathadi Yusha. And Amavada, he should go for Sapta Mushti Yusha. And Tamaka Shwasa, he should go for Kulatha Yusha and Adagi Yusha and Chanaka Yusha. So these are the things what we have to do in each Rudu. If Vasanta Rudu is there, because Kapha Prakopa Kala, which are the food items what we have to follow. Purana Shashtika Shali Yodana, wheat roti, that is Kulatta Yusha, horse gram quivel, Padola, Nimba, Tikta, Shaga Siddha, that is food prepared with bitter vegetables, Krida Mudga Yusha, honey water, Ushna Jala. In Vasanta Rudu we should follow. Grishma Rudu, the main things that is Panchasara Panaka, we have to follow, Mridvika Panaka, we have to follow, Amra Panaka, we have to follow, Draksha Panaka, we have to follow, and Dhanyaka Panaka, we have to follow. In Varshalu, it is Father Pragopa Kala, that is Matutaka, that is boiled under cooled water with honey, Purana Shali Yodana, Mudga Yusha, Jangala Mamsarasa, Panchakola Siddha Yavaku, Panchakola Musta Siddha Mamsarasa. These are the things. I will share these things in the chat box, so it should be useful for you. When according to the each Rutu, what food items we have to follow. Sharat Rudu, Shali Otan, Goduma Manda, Mudka Yusha, Sharkarotaka, Amalaka Panaka, Draksha Panaka, Jankala Mamsarasa, Fani, that is sugarcane molasses, or Hamsotaka, what we have to follow in Sharat Rudu. Hemand Rudu, Shali Otan, Masha Yusha, Tilapanana, Shaga Siddha Yodan, leafy vegetable rice, Dedi, Saguda Dedi, Ikshu Vikriti, that is sugarcane molasses, Aluba Mamsarasa, meat soup, and Pishtanna should be followed. And this conclusion what we are going, after due consideration of the Dosh, Agni and Koshta, Roga, Prakriti and Rutu, Krita and can be prepared as per the requirements. And we are setting up a Patyahara unit in a hospital with minimum resources. This will be good for the patients also. Same we should follow in our kitchen on a daily basis with good knowledge on Ayurvedic tactics.
Thank you, Dr. Srikanth.
Yes.
That was a very enlightening session. So I hope all audience were able to listen to the complete session. So there are a few questions which have been mentioned here, a few questions in the chat box. I have got a few questions in my mobile phone also. So shall I go forward with the question and answer session? Before that, please all participants, the link for the feedback form is put in the chat box. Please make sure that you see the link and put your feedback there. Only after you put the feedback will you get your certificates within the next 24 hours. So please put the feedback. So Doctor, can I go forward with the questions, Dr. Srikanth?
Yes.
Thank you, Doctor. So it was a very nice session. The first question is, how can we use Yava on a regular basis? What form of food?
Because Yava, it can, because different types of forms they are telling, because we can go for a powder like form, we can take it with the hot water, or Yava in the form of green gram, like that we have to do preparation with coconut, etc. We can use in our daily life, and the form of vegetables also.
Okay, doctor. Thank you. So the next question is, when we use grown mugda and normally cooked mugda. So somebody has asked, should we when we should be using grown mugda and normally cooked mugda? I think they are asking for when we are not cooking.
Yeah. Because actually mudga is a type of food what we can take along with our kanni or gruvel, any type of food what we can take. It is not having a specific period. Then also if you are taking during our night time, it will be good for our body actually.
So the question here is, I think Dr. Srikanth, മുളപ്പിച്ചതെന്ന് പറയില്ലേ, അങ്ങനത്തെ രീതിയിലാണോ, അങ്ങനത്തെ രീതിയിൽ എപ്പോഴാണ് എടുക്കേണ്ടതെന്നുള്ളതും
because normally we can use in two forms, because in morning time we can go for this simple one, just sprouted one, and in the night time also we can use it as a vegetable type of form along with any food items also.
Okay. So the next question is, when we use grown mugda and normally cooked mugda, okay, the question has been repeated. So the next question is, what are the diet regimen should be followed in renal failure case?
Renal failure cases, normally we should go for some good type of this one, watermelon, that is fruits and vegetables should be included more. That is leafy vegetables should we have to include more in these items with watery content more. Any type of these things, fruits or vegetables, we can include in our this one for these types
so
of.
Should we be careful of any type of food that we should not be eating when there is a renal failure?
Renal failure means we should not go for more this one kadu aharas, like that aharas we should not use in a more way, because it can lead to further vitiation of the dosha, that we should avoid in this conditions.
Okay, doctor. So the next question is, what are some possible pathya and apatya for autoimmune disorders?
Because autoimmune disorders means anyway we should avoid alcohol, caffeine, that is coffee, etc. We should avoid, and we should include that fish, that is malsya we should include. We should go for fruits and leafy vegetables. These are the main pathya what we have to follow in the autoimmune diseases, mainly avoiding coffee and alcohol type of food items.
Thank you, doctor. So the next question is, best diet plan for netra rogas.
Netra rogas, best diet plan, because this also some varieties of vegetables are also there. We can go for a cucumber or any type of these things also, mudga, etc. Lipothems also we can use for this one, netra rogas, etc. Because already I discussed this drishti, prasadana, etc. different types of drugs already I discussed in these slides. You will get an idea what to follow from this.
As an additional point, I would like to say that I am an MS in Shalakatantra Netra Roga specifically. So in my clinic, when patients come, we also add the diet plan to the patient's chart along with other viharas which we tell them to follow. So a diet plan is specifically there for Netra Rogas which are given. The next question is, best diet plan for IBS.
Best already we discussed about it, because same whatever the autoimmune diseases or IBS, we can go for this Odana, we can go for Odan, Krida and Varga, Mudga, that is sprouted one, with not much adding of salt and also water, etc. We can go for this IBS, etc. Because don't go for this guru type of ahara, because it will be difficult for IBS person for digestion also, because already their acne is having weak, or what we can tell like a Visham acne is there. So we should not go for that type of things.
Yes, doctor. I think the next question is also related to that, best diet for Amavata. I think the same kind of diet can be applied.
Yes.
What is the best diet plan for constipated IBS? So I think here the constipation is the star of the question. So
constipated diabetes, what we have to do, we have to go for, we should drink hot water and any type of food which is very, this one, light. We should go for a light type of aharas which is very easy for digestion. We should go, and also grains or something, go that wheat and rice types of items we should not follow. We should go for rice variety of items, and this one, avi, that is cooked type of foods we should use, means it will be good for constipated IBS.
Thank you, doctor. The next question is, what are the diet regimen should be followed for enhancing liver function?
Enhancing liver function also I told, enhancing liver function, any type of food, like these types of food, that is mainly this Kridana Varga, that is Odana and Mamsarasa, or this one. With the Mutka added, any types of food items we can go for this liver, because almost all food are almost good for this one, but we should avoid this pungent and penetrate Tishna and Kadu type of aharas we should avoid, and we should introduce more types of watery foods in this one.
Yes, doctor. Thank you. The next question is diet for obesity and principles behind Madhu water in that.
Okay. Okay. Diet of obesity, because already we know, because this one is there. The Chikitsa Sutra, it is mentioning like Guru Cha Apatarpana. First one is Guru Cha Apatarpana. That is, we should go for Guru Aharas. At the same time, it should not produce nourishment to the body. So any type of Guru Aharas we will administer for the obesity person. What will happen? If you are administering Guru Aharas, if you are giving some Guru Aharas, it will take more time for digestion. So for sometimes Guru Aharas will also be administered in that one. And mainly for them, that is lemon juices will be administered, watermelon juices will be administered, and we will tell them totally avoid rice types of aharas, and we should tell them to include more types of wheat or yava types of aharas in their diet. That is this one. And Madhu is already having the quality of reduction of this one, Kaphahara. So by this Kaphahara, what will happen? Pittahara is also, it will reduce the digestion also, and what will happen? It will increase, it will reduce the obesity in that case. That's why Madhu water is indicated. Madhu is heavy, so we will add that water also with them. So what will happen? It will become light and it will be good.
Yes, doctor. Always please do remember that honey should not be directly heated. So the next question is, can we prescribe Yava for renal calculus?
Yava for renal calculus. Actually, Yava is mainly prescribed for prameha, that is diabetes. Renal calculus also, because it is having that much qualities are there, because it is good for this this one, because almost all Tritosha Hara it is good, because it can use in any forms. We can add with some other dravyas also we can use. So renal calculus also Yava is playing a good role.
Yes, doctor. Thank you. Doctor, I do see some comments here. I see that a comment from our MD. Good presentation. Thank you, doctor. Okay. So there was a few more comments. A very good presentation. Thank you from our senior most Dr. TVN Warrior. I also see that you have a few more comments like, thank you, very informative webinar. Okay, you have been credited with being a very good teacher, doctor. So yes, that is also there. So dear Dr. Srikanth, you are an excellent teacher. So that is also there. Such a comment is there. So I think with that, we are coming to the end of this session. I would like to invite our Executive Director, Mr. T.R. Shashi Warrier, to give a few words, as well as our MD, Mr. T.V.S. Warrier, as well as our Medical Superintendent, Dr. TVN Warrier, our senior most doctor, to give a few comments on today's session. Starting with you, Mr. Shashi Warrier.
Hello, Dr. Srikanth. Yes, you have done a wonderful job by giving that talk. Your slides were very explanatory and very simple to understand. The presentation was absolutely energetic. Your energy was there from the start to the end, which made us listen to you compulsively. So it was quite an interesting session. You have given many tips. I would request you for the next time, when you do this, when we have guests who are other than Ayurvedic people, so they might not understand terminologies like Yava. If you can explain those in English also, it would be fantastic. You trained yourself to explain all the Sanskrit slokas in English. That was a wonderful method of teaching. So I loved your teaching. I loved your presentation. Thank you very much. Over to Girish.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. I would ask our MD, Mr. TVS Warrior, to please put in a few words.
Dr. Srikanth, it was very nice to listen to your presentation and especially answering of the questions. It was really very informative, and I'm sure all the participants would have really enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would ask our medical superintendent and senior most Dr. TVN Warrior for enlightening few words from your side, doctor.
As Dr. Srikanth gave the view that Agnimulam Balam Pumsam, the same. Actually, I am practicing the same way. That is mainly depending upon the Agni. We have to prescribe the medicines or the food we have to suggest for any patient. Actually, the stomach is the main factor giving all the problems. I hope all the doctors that are present here are knowing about this and do accordingly. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So I think it was self-explanatory from all these nice comments that Dr. Srikanth's presentation was a very good presentation. My team of doctors are also present here. They were also very interested, and they were giving me comments side by side on my cell phone, saying that this talk was very interesting, and they would like to have a few more talks from your side, Dr. Srikanth, if you would allow that.
Yes, yes, I would. Yes.
Thank you, doctor. So with that, we come to the end of this session. I would like to thank everyone for being present in this session. I hope all of you have seen the link in the chat box. You would have to give a feedback for getting your certificates. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming for this session and participating for this session. Expecting many more interesting such sessions to be conducted from Ashtanga side. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Srikanth.
Thank you.